We have Nashville SC head coach Gary Smith. Coach, thoughts on this weekend's match against Columbus?
Yeah, well, comes quickly on the back of our cup outing down in Miami. So it's all part of a very ram-jam schedule, if you like, but one that I think we're all looking forward to back at home Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening prime time. So guys are in a great spot, and as you saw with the group, a lot of fresh legs coming into the starting lineup at the weekend.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with Brian here on the floor.
What have you seen from the guys this week? A little disappointment early in the week, but you're on a 3-game win streak right now at home. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, look, we're all disappointed that we're out of the Open Cup, but there were plenty of things that suggested the guys that went out there could get a good job done and a victorious job done. And I still believe that. I know we've fallen the wrong side of a result, but if you actually look at the output of the players, some of the statistics that came out of the game, and some of the opportunities that unfortunately we failed to convert, the performance was a very, very good one. The result in cup competition is the most vital one. However, what that does mean is that the core of the group, a lot of those first choice players were not starting on Tuesday night. So therefore, they've had a little bit more time to recover, to recoup. They've had a day off since we've come back from Miami, and we've had a couple of really good days training, and the guys are in a really good place to face a very talented Columbus team.
On this 3-game win streak, what has been the key in the MLS, on the MLS side? Not the cup side.
Yeah, the league play.
Yeah.
I think it's been more of a positive and aggressive outlook. There's always been a very good, competitive and determined spirit in the group. But I think when I say positive outlook, I mean in terms of our general possession and creation and connection, especially in the final third. And there's been some terrific football that we've played. And asked a lot of questions of some very good teams in that period of time at home. So, look, the challenge is a really big one at the weekend. This Columbus team, I think, is as pure a football team as I've seen in a long time. They really do. They're inspired by having the ball, whether that's to create or not. They want the ball, and they work hard to keep the ball. Our job will be to obviously make life incredibly difficult, to upset that rhythm, and to do what we've done over the last 3 or 4 weeks, which is to play with a lot of spirit and positivity in front of our home crowd.
You talked a little bit about the creativity. It seems like Hernandez is that guy that runs the engine, basically. There's the conductor of all that. What have you seen from him on that side of the ball?
Well, Cucho, you're talking about the centre forward. He's very, very talented player, and I think they missed him early on in the season. If I'm not mistaken, he was out for a period with an injury. But I think you've got a trio of players there that have got a lovely connection as I watch them play. Zilarian is a wonderfully talented guy, an individual with terrific intelligence and technique. And then you have the boy Matan, who I think is a U22 initiative player, high calibre, sharp, bright, intelligent, and they've got a lovely relationship, that trio. So there's an awful lot of creativity and purpose to their game, especially in the attacking half of the field. But I do honestly think that the engine room is Nagbe and Morris in that central midfield area. They control a lot of things that go on in their team. Darlington Nagbe has been a top player in this league for a long time now. But I think Morris has come on in leaps and bounds since Wilfred has gone in there as head coach. Maybe the style of play, the shape of the team has benefited his play and his development. But those two midfield players, when they're in there together, they support that front trio exceptionally well, and they manage the game in a terrific way.
Go ahead, John. We'll go John Glendale on Zoom.
Gary, I hope you didn't go over this already. It was about a minute late getting on, but I'm sure you would like to stay alive, obviously, in the U.S. Open Cup, but at the same time, how much does kind of the openings in the schedule now give you guys a little bit of breathing room, and what can that do for sort of a consistency in the lineup as well?
Yeah, I think every team that goes out will take solace. I mean, how many times have you heard it? Yeah, we can concentrate on the league. Honestly, you know, I would have given an awful lot to have stayed in the competition. I've said this before, the guys that went out there put on a terrific performance and in many, many ways deserve more than the defeat in 90 minutes. And there were some things within the game that you know, really affected the performance. Most notably, we had just picked up a head of steam and some momentum, scoring our goal, and we have the weather break, and it put a pin in everything that was going on, the trio of additions into the team and the fresh legs. And it was a bit of a reset for Miami, and of course they started that much brighter than we did. So that was really disappointing. But overall, I think the main sort of look now of a group coming into the game at the weekend is one of fresh legs, confidence. You know, there's a real positive feel about the first team group. In fact, the group in general. You know, all of the guys have been part of this league and cup run, and I think there's a real energy and togetherness within the squad that we have. The guys that go out there at the weekend predominantly will be fresher. They'll be ready. They'll be prepared for a good team, a very different team to a lot that we face, and you know, they'll be trying to keep this run going at home.
And one more, if I could, there. I know it's become a familiar question for you, but just wondering as far as Zimmerman and Leal in terms of their status, where do they stand right now? I know Leal has played a little bit from time to time here.
Yeah, well, Randall had some really decent minutes in the space of, you know, 4 or 5 days. He played an hour just over down in Huntsville for our reserves, and was a really nice step after having played 45 minutes in the Open Cup against Dallas. And then, of course, he played 70 minutes against Miami. So Randall's made some really good strides in the last week. So he's in a great spot. And Walker has just joined in his first session today. And, you know, we'll wait to see if there's any reaction to that. I would like to think and hope, whether it's this weekend or not, I doubt. But, you know, the likelihood is that we're working through next week to a hopeful appearance, possibly in Dallas. This week might just come a little bit too early.
Sean, team's riding a 3-game home winning streak. How do we get that momentum going into Columbus?
Yeah, we're in a great way right now. I think, you know, the energy's high. We're all really confident in, you know, who we are, our identity, you know, and also what we want to accomplish this year. And so we knew heading into the year that we wanted to be stronger at home, and I think that we've done that so far, but it's all about the next game, and Columbus is a great team in this league, and it's going to be a huge challenge.
Go ahead, Brian.
How tough is that going to be facing Columbus? I mean, it's not a team.
Yeah, and we watched film on them. They're a great team. You know, especially with the ball, they're probably one of the best teams with the ball in the league in the style that they play. And then they're also very true to who they are. So they have some dangerous players, especially up top. And so we're going to have to be locked in at all moments and, you know, ride that home form that we've had. And, you know, again, it's another great opportunity for us to continue to climb the table and cement our place in the East.
Where do you think the team is right now? You know, you've had the week. Some guys now have fresher legs because they didn't play.
Yeah, I think that we managed the congestion of the schedule really well. I think that, you know, we called on everyone in the group and everyone responded really well. And I think that says a lot about our team and, you know, who we want to be. But now it's nice to have fresh legs again and attack the league. Obviously, a little bit of a disappointing result with the Open Cup, but all focus goes into MLS. And, I think we're happy with where we're at in the standings, but we know that we have a long way to go, and, it starts with Columbus.
John, do you have any questions for Sean Davis?
I'm good, thanks, man.
Alrighty, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day.